Good morning and welcome to the Brick by Brick podcast with Ronald Pauleus, where we believe anything worth building takes time, faith, consistency, and a ton of sweat equity. I'm your host, Ronald Pauleus, and I am building as we speak, building a family. My wife, Joanna, is expecting here in October, and we're inviting our second child to our family. Super excited about it. We're waiting to a birth to find out what the gender is. So we have a girl name, and we're still currently working on a boy name. So it's it's gonna be something. We're super excited. We've enjoyed and have been blessed by our firstborn daughter Ava. It's befitting that I talk today about Labor Day. I want to talk today about the gift and grind of work, calling this a Labor Day reflection. We pause to honor the contributions of workers, builders, and doers across the country. I know I'm a day late, or I should say a week late, and that's because last week was our Monday Manna episode, and I must be faithful to not just feed your mind and your hearts with content that will cause you to go and do and build, but I gotta be faithful to feed your soul. That's eternal. And so this Labor Day reflection is coming a week late, but I'm here to talk about the fact that it's Labor Day is about building, and it's the question is what are you building for? You got to be building for legacy. You got to be building for the future. Little backstory here. Labor Day was born out of the labor movement in the 1800s, a time when 12-hour shifts, 7-day work weeks were unsafe, and but they were considered normal. And so workers got together, fought for change, demanded dignity, and fought so that they could, excuse me, been getting up at 5 a.m. and I'm exhausted because I got my little girl Ava keep me up at night. And so they fought for dignity and fought for the ability to have what we have now, which is for some people 5-day work weeks, 6-day work weeks, not 12-hour shifts all the time. But here's the thing, when you're building something for yourself, that is continuous. We clock in at our W-2s, we build for another business, another organization, another nonprofit, whatever it may be, and we go home and we rest. But what we should be doing is using our 9 to 5 to gather skills, whether that be practical skills in accountant work, data work, sales, people communication. Every business to some degree involves communication with people, whether that's people buying or consuming your product or internal dialogue with others in the company. It involves communication. And so there are skills, soft skills and hard skills you must build during your 9 to 5, but also during your 5 to 9. In the evening, you got to be building also. People clock out of their jobs, go home, watch Netflix, and then go to sleep, while others clock out of their jobs, go home, and they build till 2 a.m. Content. They're learning. They're getting ready. They're pushing forward. See, Labor Day isn't about punching a clock, getting your hours and punching back out. It's about pushing towards a goal. The ironic thing is so many people have Labor Day off, and it's symbolic when people won and got dignity instead of being forced to work 12-hour days, 7 days a week. I totally understand that. But Labor Day should remind us that it's about craft. It's about discipline, and it's about resilience. It's about showing up when it's hard, staying when it's boring, and not quitting when it's thankless. So you may have heard this saying, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. This is why we should still honor work. Work teaches discipline. Even when the results are not instant, even when the gift isn't immediate, even when the reward doesn't come instantaneously, work teaches discipline. Got to keep going to receive this result. Work also builds character. Jim Rohn said, the work works on you more than you work on it. And that's the amazing thing about building. When you're building, you're not just building something you can taste, see, and be amazed by later. You're building yourself. You learn to do hard things over and over again. Yeah, you're building yourself. You're building your character. Work also creates value. You see, everything you use, buy, live, eat, someone worked to create it. And you receive that, and it is valuable to you. And most importantly, work shapes legacy. The effort you put in today is building tomorrow. Whether that be for your family, your community, for your team, or even for people you'll never ever meet. It shapes legacy. And so a few questions you should consider is, what kind of work are you proud of? So many people are doing things they simply despise. Why are you working at a balloon store if you despise balloons? it's don't build stuff you're not proud of. Now, I understand this concept. Sometimes you gotta just grind where you're at, doing what you can. You gotta be at that Dollar Tree for a little bit because you're stacking some cash. Totally understand. But what I'm talking about is in the long run. Don't build stuff you're not proud of. Because you'll look back when you don't have the energy, the time, the effort, the ability to continue to build. You'll look back and say to yourself, wow, I spent all of my life building something I was not proud of. The other question you want to ask is, what are you building that will outlive you? What are you building that will outlive you? What's something you could pass on to your children, pass on to the next generation, pass on to those who come after? And what kind of effort are you bringing to the table even when no one's watching? The work works on you more than you work on it. You don't realize how much your character will be built when you go on and lay one more brick. When you've built something that didn't exist before, and when you became stronger in the process. And so my call to action to you is, for every builder out there, whether you're pushing paperwork, pouring concrete, closing deals, designing websites, writing code, raising kids, building a family, whatever you're building, we see you. We honor you, and you're right there at the place you should be, building brick by brick. And so a few things you should do today is rest, reflect, but also refocus. And realize that the world needs builders just like you. People building good, lasting things. And so, what are you building on this Labor Day? How are you valuing work? And what are you building that you could leave behind and look back and be proud of, but also hand off to the next generation?